Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll be so annoyed if Yellowstone's future undoes Kayce's Season 5 ending, so please don't, Taylor Sheridan. Spoiler alert for Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, Life is a Promise. If Taylor Sheridan undid the youngest sixth-generation Dutton's Yellowstone ending, it wouldn't serve Kayce's story or the epic saga. In the Yellowstone Season 5 finale, Kayce enacted his plan to sell the Dutton family's land to the Broken Rock tribe. As Kayce finalized the land deal with Thomas Rainwater and Mo Brings Plenty, Kayce proclaimed he was free. Kayce's freedom in Yellowstone was an exoneration for the character, who finally escaped the dangerous legacy the Dutton family had died protecting. While the Yellowstone screenwriter could undo Kayce's ending to continue Yellowstone, I sincerely hope he doesn't. During the outing, the Yellowstone Season 5 finale had a great ending for many characters, including Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler, who moved onto a ranch in Dillon, Montana. The couple's story will continue in Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spinoff, but this sequel may complicate Kayce's happy ending. If Kayce's story continues, whether in Yellowstone Season 6 or another offshoot of the flagship series, it could be tempting to muddle Kayce's freedom, roping him back into the drama of his family's land and the fight that comes with maintaining it. While many found fault with the conclusion of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, Kayce's ending was a great story that tied Sheridan's Yellowstone series to its prequels. A long list of deaths amassed protecting the Dutton Ranch marks the family tree with tragedy, but Kayce broke the curse by selling the land to Thomas Rainwater and the Broken Rock tribe. The decision freed Kayce from defending his family's legacy and followed through with his ancestor James Dutton's promise that the Dutton family would return the land to Montana's indigenous people in 7 generations. It looked like Yellowstone foreshadowed Kayce's death as he talked to Tate in the family graveyard. However, Kayce's stepping away from the ranch freed him from the cycle of death that plagued the Dutton family. Kayce's family had perished guarding their land for generations, including Lee Dutton's death in the Yellowstone premiere. With a background of studying American Indian representations in the media, I found Kayce's decision to restore the land to its indigenous stewards refreshing, because it's an ending that Hollywood rarely gives us. While yes, we saw it coming, that was the point. Sheridan prophesied Yellowstone's ending in 1883. However, there are a few ways Kayce's story could continue after Yellowstone Season 5's ending, at least within the current landscape. If Beth and Rip's spinoff is forced to become Yellowstone Season 6 because of potential legal battles, then Kayce could rejoin his sister in continuing the flagship story. Alternatively, Kayce's story could continue alongside Thomas Rainwater and Mo Brings Plenty, either in a Yellowstone Season 6 that doesn't involve Beth and Rip, or in an offshoot of Yellowstone focused on the Broken Rock tribe. Regardless of how his story continues, Kayce's reemerging in Yellowstone could limit his newfound freedom. Yellowstone could undo Kayce's ending by having someone disrupt Kayce and the Broken Rock tribe's land deal, roping Kayce and Beth back into their family's fight for the ranch. One way to continue Kayce's story alongside Beth and Rip requires the siblings to get thrust back into the Dutton family conflict. Likewise, if his story continues alongside the Broken Rock tribe, Kayce could be put back in the line of fire over the land. Regardless, Kayce's continuing story means he will likely be entangled in danger again, and I'm concerned that would undo his ending. At least if Kayce puts himself in danger for the sake of the people who now own the land, he will be fighting for something he fully believes in. One way to preserve Kayce's ending is to feature him in Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spinoff, with the characters focused on motivations outside their family's old battles. This setup would enable Kayce to be featured in Beth and Rip's story, and even embroiled in a new conflict without relinquishing his freedom. Kayce's freedom doesn't mean that he's free from harm. it means he's free from risking his life for his family's land. For Kayce's story to continue satisfyingly, any fight he engages in must speak to his newfound sense of peace and steer clear of rehashing fleshed-out range wars. The Yellowstone universe has captured audiences with its gripping storylines, morally complex characters, and stunning backdrops, but no character has walked a more tumultuous path than Kayce Dutton. From the very first season, Kayce has stood as the show's most introspective and enigmatic character, straddling the lines between duty, love, and personal freedom. Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind this neo-Western epic, has given us countless jaw-dropping moments and heartbreaking twists, but Kayce's journey in Season 5 felt like a culminating arc that brought both pain and a glimmer of peace to the troubled youngest Dutton son. If Yellowstone's future undoes Kayce's hard-earned resolution, it would be nothing short of infuriating, and here's why. From the beginning, Kayce's life has been a tug-of-war between conflicting worlds. A former Navy SEAL, he entered the Yellowstone saga as an outsider, estranged from his father John Dutton, and attempting to carve out a simpler life with his wife Monica and their son Tate on the Broken Rock Reservation. His existence was already complicated by the scars of war, his fractured relationship with his family, and the weight of his mixed loyalties. Season after season, we've seen him dragged deeper into the Yellowstone Ranch's cutthroat battles, sacrificing pieces of his soul along the way. And yet, through it all, Kayce's motivation has remained steadfast: to protect his family and create a life free of the violence and chaos that has plagued him. Season 5 brought this internal struggle to its breaking point. After enduring immense trauma, including the death of his newborn son, John, Kayce and Monica began to question their future. Monica, in her grief, voiced her desire to leave the ranch, to step away from the Dutton legacy that seemed cursed. Kayce, too, was forced to confront what he truly wanted. In a haunting vision quest earlier in the series, he saw two paths laid out before him, both fraught with loss. The vision's cryptic message lingered as Kayce grappled with the idea that no matter which road he chose, heartbreak was inevitable. But Season 5 gave us a sliver of hope. Kayce's decision to prioritize Monica and Tate over the ranch suggested that he might finally break free from the destructive cycle that has defined his life. By the season's end, Kayce's choice felt monumental. Here was a man who had spent his entire life trapped in others' expectations, as a warrior, a son, a brother, and a reluctant heir to the Dutton Empire, finally deciding to carve out his own path. It wasn't just a victory for Kayce, it was a narrative promise that perhaps, amidst the bloodshed and betrayal, there was a chance for redemption and peace. The imagery of Kayce and Monica holding each other, united in their grief and hope, was a poignant reminder of the series' emotional core, the enduring power of love and family. However, this hard-earned resolution feels precariously fragile. Yellowstone's bread and butter is conflict, and there's no denying that Kayce's detachment from the ranch creates a narrative void. After all, Kayce has been one of the most compelling characters precisely because of his internal struggle. But Taylor Sheridan must resist the temptation to undo Kayce's progress for the sake of more drama. Dragging him back into the fray, whether through another ranch-related catastrophe, a family betrayal, or a manipulative scheme by John or Jamie, would cheapen the emotional stakes that have been so carefully built over 5 seasons. The risk of regression is especially troubling when you consider the broader themes of Yellowstone. The show has always explored the cyclical nature of violence and the inescapable pull of legacy. John Dutton's obsession with preserving his ranch at all costs has ensnared everyone around him, perpetuating a cycle of destruction that has claimed countless lives. Kayce's decision to step away represented a rare act of defiance against this cycle. If Yellowstone undoes that decision, it risks undermining the very themes that make the show so resonant. Kayce's journey is a microcosm of the larger question at the heart of Yellowstone: Can anyone truly escape their past, or are we all doomed to repeat it? Moreover, reverting Kayce to his old patterns would rob the character of his growth. Kayce's arc has been one of the most satisfying elements of the series precisely because it feels earned. We've seen him at his lowest points, wrestling with guilt and loss, and we've rooted for him as he's tried to become a better husband, father, and man. To undo that progress for the sake of convenience would be a disservice not only to the character but also to the audience who have invested in his journey.